No!
How dare you?
Stop being a bitch.
All right, lemon heads, you're now tuned in to the Evening Juice with Lemon City Live, Season 8, Episode 20. I'm your boy Fungus. Back from his Euro trip is Achilles. I'm Hasnal Carminati. And joining us once again, our intern Miami expert over here, Xavier Guerrero. What's up, Xavier? How's it going?
How you doing, guys? How you doing?
Pretty good, man.
I don't know about an expert, but yeah, I'm a fan.
All right. don't be so much.
You're our expert. That's a really low bar.
Exactly. So yeah, man, if you're watching either on our Facebook live stream, on our Twitter stream, or on the 5 Reasons YouTube network. So shout out to 5 Reasons Sports. Everybody, happy 4th of July weekend. I hope everybody had a fun weekend. Any exciting stories you guys want to tell? No?
I was locked up with COVID. That was cool.
Terrible.
I'm the real phony.
Fireworks are the wrong kind.
Yeah, bro. This was my first time hosting a barbecue, and I didn't fuck anything up, so I'm happy about that.
That's a victory.
Yeah, there you go. I got the juice. All right, now for real though, seriously, let's get in. You know how we start off the show every week with phonies and who's got the juice. Who would like to go first with either their phony or their juice?
I'll go first. Right. You know who's got the juice, especially today? Chris Henderson. Chris Henderson from the Inter Miami FC. I mean CF. Sorry, we're not FC. We're CF. He's got the juice. I called him like the next Godfather in Miami. He's rivaling Pat Riley now with the moves.
Whoa.
Damn, come on, dude.
Let me finish before you attack me. Let me finish.
Okay. Go.
He's a young Godfather. I put it. Look at my Twitter. Riley's got the ring. Riley still has the ring, but this guy's the young Godfather. He's coming up. He's making moves in his organization. I mean, he's done brilliant with this last move he just made with bringing Pozuelo in from Toronto, and then all those sanctions and all the things that he started with. He's been able to revamp a roster, and he's got a competitive team. So he's got the juice, man. He's got the juice.
So he's Andy Garcia is what you're saying.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
He made out with his cousin. That happens. What a weird movie Godfather 3 is, bro.
They're all classics.
Good stuff. All right. Achilles, you got a phony or you got a juice for us?
Juice?
Yeah.
We're gonna go with your Ferrari boy, Carlos Sainz, for finally nutting up, being aggressive, not being a pushover, even when it looked like he was gonna blow it more than once after getting pole position. He stepped up, made moves, and actually won something for once in his life. And I gotta give him props because I hammer that guy all the time for being a cuck and just being scared all the time. He said, "No, I'm winning this. I want to win it." And that's more like how it was, but that's fine. But he deserves it.
That's what's up. I was gonna give my juice to Haas. You know what I mean? Finally, they both got points.
It's my new team. Schumacher, so I appreciate it.
Mick Schumacher finally gets some points. You know, everybody's happy. But I wanted to give a dedicatory juice to the Hammer, Hank Goldberg. Passed away recently. Yeah. You know, that he was like the OG, man. He was what started it all in Miami. You know, you don't get Le Batard without Hank Goldberg, right? All that stuff. So shout out to Hank Goldberg, you know, rest in peace. And Miami sports owes you a lot. All right, what about phonies?
My phony is sticking with Inter Miami, Gonzalo Higuain. Why? Because I'm one of the guys that tries to advocate for him, but he got the start. He had an opportunity. He's lost weight. Like I said last week, he looked like he was in better form, and he came in and pretty much laid an egg. He had a couple of moments in the game, but he basically was not much of a factor, and you expect much more from a DP player, much more from a veteran like him who's been through many games. He has all types of experience. He's played with amazing players. At least, even though he's in his final, moments of his career, I think he should still be able to make a little difference, and he really didn't. So the moment he came off, the team actually picked up, and that's happened time and time again. And I'm a guy that backs him up, and I say that he's still going to be important, and I think he will be. But this game showed that he cannot be a starter. He needs to be a 20-minute guy, 20-minute guy, 20-minute guy. That's it. So he's my phony because if you're getting paid, you're the third highest paid player in the league. You got to do something, man, for me. You got to do something for me, and he did it. So that's being a phony.
Oof. Achilles, you got something for us?
No.
All New York City basketball teams in general. How can the mecca of basketball be such a laughing? They have two teams, too. And they're both jokes.
Yeah.
Both of them. The Nets, since they became the Brooklyn Nets, have sold their soul, I don't know, 3 or 4 times. And what do they have for it? I don't even think they have a finals appearance. They're a joke. And then you have the Knicks, who have been a laughing stock since, the 80s? Enough. Yeah. And then they broke the bank for stupid Jalen Brunson. Like, that was their big move?
Mm-hmm.
Wow. The number 2 to Luka. Great job, bro. And you're going to get hit with tampering fines?
Yep, and they're getting in trouble
for Jalen Brunson. Oh, it's just...
What a great day.
The whole city's basketball scene. Phony. Top to bottom.
All right.
I like it.
Oh man, I think I'm gonna go with the mad scientist, bro, at Ferrari. Dude, what are you doing? You're supposed to be smarter than everybody.
Could have had a 1-2. Easy.
Seriously, easily, yeah. It's weird because they have arguably the best car, but they just make so many stupid decisions. Like they should be winning the Constructors' Cup right now, but they keep getting in their own way. So, mad scientist, bro, stop. You're overthinking it. Bro. Just trust your numbers and stop trying to do weird shit. All right.
Did you see that the Stern
weird
talking
science.
to the Stern talking to he gave Leclerc after the race? Like, bro, don't. I know we fucked you over, but shut up. Shut your mouth. Be cool,
bro. I'm telling you, Leclerc is gonna go. He's gonna go the Carlos Sainz route, and he's gonna tell him to stop inventing.
Stop inventing.
We'll get into that a little later. But right now, I was this close to pulling the phonies for the Heat for not making any moves at all, while everyone else did.
Whoa.
But I feel like that would have been an overreaction, right?
I think so.
A little bit.
A little bit? All right, cool. So the Heat, like I said, they made no major moves this offseason. Everybody's out there slanging, doing everything to get a lot of people made terrible moves, Minnesota. But the Heat, not making
Atlanta.
any moves at
Like,
all.
what are we doing?
I know. Some teams did make themselves better, but
No.
you don't think so?
Who?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Phoenix,
no
maybe?
one.
Phoenix? Boston, yeah. Utah.
This addition by subtraction.
A little bit. Danny Ainge, bro. He loves taking advantage of stupid people. And I don't know how people keep letting him get away with it. But
that's A-Rod. It's A-Rod's fault. I'm going to blame the terrible trade that the Timberwolves made on A-Rod.
Yeah. But first, I want to talk about the Miami Heat, man. Should Miami fans be at least a little bit worried that that their championship window's closing and they're not doing enough to build a squad?
They were the number 1 seed in the East and a shot away from the finals with everybody hurt.
Yes. Facts.
Like, you could get better, but technically you can't really get better. You were the best team in the East, bro. Like,
you can't get better than the number 1 seed, I guess is what you're trying to say.
Well, yeah. Like, again, you go to the finals, sure, but they were 1 shot away from the finals.
Yeah. But, everybody knows what their glaring issues are. Number 1 is length. We don't really have a big man that can that can post up and play down low the way that we got taken advantage of in that area. And number 2 is just our health at the point guard position. So it's an unreliable position for us. When Kyle Lowry is healthy, we all saw what this team was capable of when Lowry was healthy. Dude was
but when it came down to it, he wasn't. He's another year older.
Yep.
PJ Tucker's gone, which sucks, but the guy's like 400 years old.
Yeah, I'm not mad at that.
Go to Philly and lose, bro. Like, that's fine
Seriously.
by me. Go be a 4 seed over there and lose in the first round. See you later,
Exactly.
dude. It sucks because he was a heat culture guy, but who do you think you are, dude?
I know. Well, apparently Philly thinks he's, 37 million? They gave him something like that?
He's like 38, bro? Wrong.
Yeah.
Incorrect.
Yeah. Crazy. They gave him $1 million for every year that he's been alive.
No chance, dude.
Yeah, no. But so I guess on that front, we can be happy that the Heat didn't overreact and blow money like we've seen them do somewhat recently since the 2010s Big Three broke up. We've seen them throw money at random guys. So I guess I'm glad they didn't do that. But man, I wanted to see
what KD
No, I mean a point guard. I wanted a point guard.
They're supposedly in on Dennis Schroeder. There you go.
Do you like Schroeder?
As a backup, yeah, it's fine.
Yeah.
He's the offensive foil to Gabe.
What does everybody have against Vincent? I
don't know exactly.
When I saw him play, he's pretty good defender. He scores. And what I like about players, they step up in the moment. Like the moment wasn't too big for him. He actually played his best games when he was needed. And it's not easy to be on the bench and all of a sudden get called in and perform. And he did it time and time again. I don't know what he needs to do to get respect. And as far as the Heat, I think there's some young guys that didn't get so much playing time last season. Like Martin started to perform, but I thought he could have been used more. What's the center's name? I just forgot. Jurtson. I think he
Big Yurt.
He's the length we need. He's a little bit slow, but he can score. He's pretty good defending. He's got a 3-point shot. I mean, he showed he was like a double machine in summer league, and I know that summer league, but that 10-game stretch where he played really well.
He was setting NBA records for like consecutive 10 rebound games.
Right. So I think that's part of the Heat thing. The young guys, you don't play them so much. This season, these guys can get some playing time. I think Vincent is a very good player. I think Judson's a good player. I think Martin is a good player. Hero was hurt in the finals.
At the end, yeah.
And our point guard, the starting point guard, he was hurt too. So what's his name? You just mentioned
Kyle Lowry.
Lowry. He came in out of shape. That's not going to happen this year because
they
already told him.
But he's always been a fat guy, so we're either going to cut him or he's going to be fat.
Get rid of the baby fat. Have a little muscle fat, But he was hurt.
He's not going to lose that junk in the trunk. Right? I can tell you that.
I'm not touching that comment right there. But I mean, I think we're all right. Is the time over that he can't make any more moves?
No,
I mean,
free agency just started.
So what are we talking about? That's what I'm trying to say. You guys don't know the Godfather. I mean, look at what Henderson did. Where everybody in Miami is like, wow, we need. Yeah. I've been talking about a number 10 like from the beginning. We've been lacking. Now we got Duke, but he's young. This guy is the real deal. Plus, he has the experience and he has that weight on the field that Duke still needs. But I think they can play together. I think they can surprise and Phil can play them together. But the Heat still have a chance. I don't want Durant. I put that on my Twitter. Unpopular opinion.
No,
I don't want Durant. He's soft. He's always injured, and he's 35, and he's going to cost us a lot. I don't want to bank my future on that guy. Honestly, I don't.
What? Thank God we don't have Edwin on here talking garbage basketball. We have someone who knows what they're doing, bro.
I'd rather go for Mitchell because he's only 25.
Quitter too, though. He quit on his team and got one of the best defenders in the league kicked out.
You think so?
With that guy too.
You think so?
Of course. He literally didn't pass to him ever. It was on purpose. He didn't like him, and he doesn't play defense. You could throw Donovan Mitchell out too, bro.
All right, so
Just saying.
you want to stay status quo, maybe
Bring
fix
in a cut. Yeah, exactly.
Well,
We-
maybe
no one-
hopefully Jovic.
He had a big game.
no,
He went
oh,
25-9 today.
Yes.
Hopefully he develops. I mean, he's a big kid. They get some muscle on that frame, and he's a shooter. So let's see. Maybe we get lucky with that, and we don't need. Sometimes you win the trades you don't make. And so let's see what happens. But in Pat I trust. So if there's still time, if he can make some magic happen, but I don't want Durant. I'm sorry. I don't want Durant. Achilles doesn't want Mitchell, so I don't know. Unless Michael Jordan's coming out of retirement, I don't know what we're gonna do. But
no, he's just gonna be on the new 2K cover.
No,
That's it.
Like, what are we gonna do? I don't know. Finish first in the East again. Like,
well, I'll tell you what we're gonna do. We're gonna do what the Heat does every year. They find a gem out of nowhere that was a free agent that nobody knew about. That somehow all these scouts missed, and then they come here, they develop, they become part of that Heat culture. And we keep going. So, that's what I'm waiting for.
The two people that they've been mentioned with are Schroeder and former Heat legend Jay Crowder. Boom. There you go. You get your guard depth. You replace PJ Tucker. Bring back a guy you already went to the finals with.
Yeah.
There you go.
And Crowder's a dog. And he's got his 3-point shot. And he's got length, too.
Are they both free agents?
I think so.
I thought they were talking about trading for Crowder, wasn't it?
Oh, I don't know.
I thought I read that.
I just know those are the two people that I've heard. It's like, well, if we don't make the big splash,
it was Crowder and TJ Warren from Indiana. They were the two guys that they were looking at.
But that's going to be costly for a guy that's like, he's good, but
he's off and on, right? He's a big scorer, but he's like off and on, hot and cold.
He's like a worse version of Jimmy Butler.
Oh, Jimmy's the man. Look at playoff Jimmy. Playoff Jimmy was there.
Always is.
Playoff Jimmy was there. So I just worry about his knees though. So that's the only thing.
Yeah, and that's what I'm talking about. His window, the Heat's window closing, because it's really the Jimmy window. Because everything, you live and die by Jimmy. You know what I mean? He almost took us to the playoffs this year. We lived with it. We lived with that shot, and we died by that shot. In Game 7. So that's all I mean. Who's gonna fit in with Jimmy the best? I like the Schroeder and Crowder moves. Honestly,
I would like that.
Yeah, I think that gives us a lot of depth. And but this kid, Nikola Jovic or Jokic.
See,
Jovic.
If you can't have the league MVP, you get the next best thing, which is a guy with a similar name.
That is hilarious. Hilarious.
So hey, kid, he looks good, man. He looked good. I saw some of the highlights from his summer league game, and it is a summer league game, but still, that's what you want out of your rookie.
When Bam first came in, people weren't sure about him. He's going to be a project, and he was awesome in the summer league. Same thing with Big Yurt. Like maybe you're not going to be like a starter right off the bat, but it does mean something.
So maybe the Heat, they're not stretching for one of these big names because we don't need it. Maybe they know a little more than we do about their young guys. Gabe Vincent, like Xavier said, Caleb Martin, those guys they played well this season. They showed up when they had to, especially in the middle of the season when everybody was hurt, and they needed to step up big time. So
listen, the only thing if Pat and Andy can trick someone into taking Duncan Robinson off our hands, the championship. Just automatic. Put it. I'll bet it. Championship.
100% agree. 100%.
What happened to him?
He's not good at basketball. Never has been. Don't get me started.
But all he was asked to do was pop the three. He was doing it at a prolific. He was doing it at a prolific rate.
But then they just started hunting him on defense, and he's the worst defender in the history of basketball. So 5 minutes into the first quarter, he has 3 fouls, and it's super easy to take him out of the game.
Yeah.
And he's not consistent. When he's hot, he's hot. But when he isn't, he's terrible because he has confidence issues.
Yeah.
There you go. That's the thing for me. I think that's the difference between him and Max Strus. I mean, Strus thinks he's the best on the court.
And Max Strus isn't a good defender, but he's not the worst defender.
He's decent.
He can go to the rack. He's athletic. He has other skills where Duncan Robinson has no other basketball skills. Like none.
Yeah.
So you think
He's
it's
good
just
at threes
physical?
sometimes.
It's just physical limitations that he can't improve on defense because he's pretty. He's a tall guy. He's why can't he just
But
get better?
If you don't have it,
He just gets to his spots slowly.
And he's always lost.
Yeah. Yeah.
And when people blow by him, he like slaps them on the back and gives them easy and ones. Like the highest. He's the worst fast break defender I've ever seen. It's a guaranteed end one. Like enough with that.
Oh man. All right. So consensus: the Heat are gonna be okay.
I think so.
They're always gonna be okay, man.
All right. Good. All right. So let's move on to a little Inter Miami. Xavier, let's. Last week we had a pretty good talk. Achilles was jelly, but now Achilles is here.
That's it.
And he's peanut butter. So let's do it.
Well, you know what? It was a little bit shocking that we just finished the Miami Heat talk. We've been waiting for that big move, that big whale move, right? And it was Inter Miami. This whale might not be a blue whale, but he's a whale. Pozuelo from Toronto FC. He was a 2020 MVP, league MVP. He hasn't been having his greatest season so far. He hasn't been in the greatest form, but people say that he just might, need a change of scenery. And coming down here, he's exactly what we need. Maybe we are exactly what he needs to flourish again. He's a very good player, attacking midfielder. What I've been saying that we need all season long, somebody to connect, the midfield with the forwards, conduct the midfield, and it's a guy that can score. Guy's a scorer. He can score with his left. He can score with his right. Has the ball. He's a pretty complete player. Has very good vision. He attacks, dribbles well. He's a very, very solid player. And if he comes in and can play at a high level, this team, the whole dynamic of the team completely changes. Today I was writing this season started. It was a dreadful season, a dreadful beginning of the season. And slowly the season has been improving. And now with this trade, this season is a season of hope. All of a sudden, there's hope because we're only 3 points away from the playoff spot. And Inter Miami has one less game than the team that's in seventh place, which is the Revolution.
That's right.
So they've done a lot with very little. It's 14 new players to start the season. That is something. It's something you have to overcome because the players have to gel. In this sport, you have to get. There's a lot of movement, like we said last week. A lot of moving parts, a lot of things going on, and you have to know the tendencies of the other guys because you depend on that. If I were to put a through ball, I need to know that he's going to make that run because that person can just run in the opposite direction. So you need to gel, and the team has been doing that. We have some depth now because we were injured at the beginning of the season. We had so many people injured. Now we have more people back in all the positions, and this could be the key move. This team is flying under the radar. It's just there, no expectations, and all of a sudden, it finds itself in the middle of a fight. 17 games to go, and anything can happen. I would not be surprised or shocked of anything that can happen with this team. At the beginning, I'll tell you guys something really briefly. At the beginning of the season, while I was, in the stadium talking to some of my colleagues, it was actually, was it the fourth game? I think it was the fourth game. They had, 1 point, and they had lost 3 games in a row. And, some guys were talking about what everybody talks about: fire coach, fire the coach, and everybody on Higuain also. And I said, look, I don't think they're going to fire him. So I'm not going to get into. I don't think they're going to fire him. But what I do believe is let's give it 17 games, half the season. Let's look at where we are at the half point of the season, and then we can talk about the coach. And let's see, and they asked me, how many points? This is true. There's people that can verify. They asked me, how many points do you think the team should have at the halfway point so, Neville doesn't get fired? And I said 21. At that point, they only had 1. And it didn't look very good, for us to get another 20 points. And somehow they've done it. And the reason I believe, I calculated it was 45 points in play. And, they had 1. I think we could get, 20, a little bit less than half of that. And it would be a miraculous turnaround. But they've done it so far. And it's because I saw the potential. I see what's there, and I see what can be. And I said, we don't have such a bad team. In this league, we're not talking about Real Madrid, Barcelona, and then everybody else. We're talking about the top teams here: Seattle, Philadelphia, New York FC. We're talking about the top teams, and the other teams are just a little bit under. Like only some of the teams are really bad, only a few, but it's pretty even. It's a pretty even league, and that's what they've tried to construct, right? Mm-hmm. So I looked at the personnel. I looked at the fact that there was 14 new players, and as time goes on, you start gelling, you start knowing, and people came back healthy. So there's depth now, and nobody knew, but Campana's been amazing. That's if you have that spinal cord there, you have that forward that's scoring. You got to have your guy in the midfield. Now we're gonna have Pozuela. But we have Gregory. He's been up and down, but now he's up and he's been playing very, very well. He's the heartbeat of this team. He really is. As he goes, the team goes, and he defends and he attacks, and he's a pretty good player. He's a good player for this league. He's a good player. And then you have Damian Lowe playing his best football right now because he started. He was a little off too. And I said, hey, the Jamaican King needs to step up because we know what he can provide, and he wasn't doing it. But he stepped up. And now we got Calendar. Sorry about that. I got 4 kids. We have Calendar in goal, and he has been, sensational.
And that has to be the biggest surprise because going into the season,
third string.
You had 3 guys, and you're like, they're not any of them are not any good. Job was terrible early on. Marksman was hurt. And then so you needed someone to step up, and not only has he stepped up, but he's been like fantastic, and he's a young guy. It's
a made for TV movie. It's like a Disney movie. You're the third stringer. Nobody expects anything for you. All these things have to happen for you even to get on the field, and they did happen. And then once you get on the field, you perform, and the team starts to change. It's like the everything changed. He gave that. But as a soccer team, you need that goalie to give you that security. Yeah. Marshman's a very good goalie.
Yeah, no, he was good.
I think he was a very good goalie. But there's something special about this kid, right? There's something special about Drake. And what's cool about it is when you see him in interviews and talk, such a humble young kid, very nice. He seems to be a very likable person. And on goal, he's just laser focused. He's quick like a cat. That whole column for the Herons has really come together. And if Pozuelo can be that missing piece, I'm saying it now, watch out, because there's no expectations for this team. They're flying low, and in soccer and football, it happens so many times that the team that comes in and at the best moment, going into the playoffs and going into championship games, comes in right. Yeah. Goes to the top. I'm not saying they're going to do that, but I'm saying there is a chance. That we were afraid that we won't even make the playoffs. We're right there. We're not even in the playoffs yet. But if any indication, the last few games, the next 17 games are going to be very exciting, and anything can happen with this team, man. Anything can happen with this team.
So Alejandro Pozuelo, what did Miami give up for him? Do you think it was was it a lot?
Nothing.
Amazing. This is what I'm saying, and then I put it in a tweet, like it was in June 25th, I think, or something like that. When Bale, came into LAFC for TAM money. Yeah. I said, why can Miami not do something like this? Why haven't we done? I cannot remember. I cannot remember the last time there was a fantastic move, by Miami where we got a good player at a good price, a really good price. It just happened. Yeah. Pozuelo is a very good player, a proven commodity. He just needs to come in and perform here. And it's $150,000 in allocation money, which $75,000 of that came because of Bale, since we had the discovery rights for Bale, one of the many rules, intricate rules that exist. Yeah. Which is Chris Henderson is playing chess and everybody else is playing checkers. All these moves were happening. When the interview that Bale was going to LAFC, they asked Coach, are there going to be more moves? Yeah. Why didn't you guys go for Bale? He wasn't. We decided not to, but they were already cooking. Yeah. And Henderson's been cooking since the beginning of the season. And he's moving, and I love the way, the team's headed in this season. It's been amazing. It's amazing. And then you look at the behind in the pipeline in the academy. There's a lot of good players. There's a lot of good young players. So this team is setting a foundation for something big. You know, what the fans have been asking for.
Yeah.
But what I'm asking for and what I've asked for is patience. It's patience. Things started often the wrong foot. But baby Godfather's here. He doesn't have the ring yet, but he's baby Godfather. He's the future. He's made some great moves. This move today was classic. I mean, it's a big move. If this guy comes in and does what he's been known to do here, watch out. Watch out. We're gonna be pretty in pink. We're gonna be pretty in pink, baby.
What were some of his struggles in Toronto? Like what did he lose that gave him such that cheap
That's
price?
the problem.
One of the things is that, I mean, it's you're one of 11. You know,
Yeah.
you're one of 11. You are the conductor, you're main guy, but you need the people to play. If I put a pass and you're not there, or if I put a pass and you don't have the skill to make that above average stop or touch, you know, it's generally a team thing. But also he was hurt, you know, but I believe he's okay. He's not hurt now. It's a lot of things. A lot of things have been going on, but the main thing is what he said, that the team as a whole is not that great.
And I think he was on an expiring contract, so they were just trying to get rid of him to open up an international spot and just to get him off the books to get like something in return.
Yeah, and if you know this, you know, sometimes you're not as motivated. I think that coming here, that motivation is going to go up again. But exactly what he said, they have 3 Italian DPs over there in Toronto. They're doing a little Italy over there in Toronto. And there was no room for him. But there's perfect room here for him. You know, and he fits. He's a piece that we've been asking for, an attacking midfielder, someone that he can score, and he can help the team score. So it's a
he's
win-win.
a free kick guy. That's bigger than anything, because they've never had a free kick guy. Inter has never had a free kick guy, and he's that guy. I remember, like, I feel like it was like the first goal he ever scored in MLS was like some outrageous banger. Day one, just showed up in the league, was just whoa.
And both legs too. He dominates the ball well, either side. So that's very interesting.
He's like Jam Master Jay, bro. He's nice with both sides.
That's a nice. That was funny. Jam Master J. Wow, you go back. Jam Master J. We can call him Jam Master P. Pozuelo.
Let's go.
Jam Master Pozuelo. But I believe it's a good move, man. All around good move. Baby Godfather's cooking. And the team looks like they're headed in the right direction. We'll see. It's a great game coming up against our rival, the Derby, because I don't call it a Clásico, because you have to have history to have a Clásico. And we're a very young team. But you know, the last game, which was for U.S. Open Cup, where penalties and all, games like that turn these type of derbies into clásicos. We need more games like that. So we need to go up there, you know, Saturday night and bring the 3 points home, or at least have another great game up there, and keep stirring this derby so it does become a clásico. I would hold off on that, give it a little more time, so this, you know, this rivalry can season. And big things happen. The Clásicos begin, let's say, playoff games. Those head-to-head knockout games. Those games that, you know, end up 4-3, 3-2, even 1-0 at the last minute. These are the games that make these rivalries Clásicos. So I'm not on the Clásico boat yet. It's a derby for me. It's a young derby.
It still doesn't have a nickname.
Listen, as someone who has worked for teams and come up with these kind of names, you got to sell tickets, bro. And
that's what it is. That's what it is. I understand. I agree with you. But I'm not selling those tickets. But I'm looking forward. He might be able to play Pozuelo if he's fit, if he's ready. He'll be available, I believe, for this game. And if he debuts this game, imagine this guy debuting with a game-winning goal or something like that. Somebody put the Florida Turnpike.
That's what we're calling it, the Florida Turnpike.
It turns.
Yeah.
It could be. I mean, possibly. But you know what? What is
we
it?
own that. Lemon City, we own that.
No, put it trademark it. Just like 3P is trademark. I don't know. They got Mickey Mouse up there. What do we have down here? What do we? We used to have Lolita,
cocaine.
not anymore.
That's a negative thing to have Mickey Mouse, bro.
Cocaine is a hell of a drug, but I don't know if that counts in the. That counts for what I was going for. But man, I'm telling you guys, it's a good move. We got a young team. Let's see how the guy fits in. How Phil is going to be able to use him. How he's going to use him. Who is he going to pair him with in the midfield? And those are all interesting things going forward. Phil is another guy that has been evolving. He's been changing. He has a big nutsack to benching Higuain and telling him, it had to be done.
Oh, yeah.
It had to be done.
Yep.
You could
But-
this team had me. I was done with this team, and I said it on this show. I've said it everywhere. Higuain's the problem. As soon as you get rid of him, the team can breathe and they can live again. And he finally sacked up and did it. And what do you know? Because like I said, I saw the same thing as you. I was watching those early games, and you're like, bro, this team is good. They're good players. Maybe it's not flashy the way everyone wants all the big names. It's like, doesn't matter. These are good MLS players. Why isn't this team working? And it all stems from that one little cancer. And you remove it, and all of a sudden, look at the game yesterday. You see him in the starting lineup. It's like, great. Wonderful. And what is it? 0-0, 0-0. And the second you take him out, the team plays good again. It's like, enough. I understand you're paying him money, but there's a big enough sample size where unless it's because you have 3 games in a week or someone's hurt, not even off the bench, because what's he gonna do for 20 minutes? He's not gonna stretch the other team. He's just gonna stand around and be an asshole and then yell at everyone and make everyone sad again. Like, enough with that dude, bro. Just eat the contract.
We got some nice young forwards in the CF2. Some guys that have got a lot of potential. I would, and they'll be cheap for next season, so they would do a lot better than he would up there. And to be fair to him, I saw the game, this last game. I thought he put in the effort. I just think the game, pro sports is unkind sometimes, that you just fall off the cliff and you don't even notice. And I think that's what happened to him, because I'm watching the game and I see the effort that he wasn't putting in at the beginning. He wasn't making the runs. He wasn't defending. He's doing it. He's making the runs. He's trying to, but he just doesn't have it.
Which is
just
fine.
doesn't have it
Which
anymore.
is fine. But as long as you're not being a negative influence on the team,
he's gotten better. He's gotten better at that. But I worry now when you talk about that with Pozuelo, because remember, he's a big dog. He's a big dog, and now you got another big dog in the same locker room. So let's see how that dynamic works. But
where's Pozuelo from?
He's from Spain.
Okay.
He's a Spaniard. Let's see how that works. I've seen. I believe Higuain has improved his attitude. He looks, the guys get along with him great when we're in the locker room. He's quiet. He tends to be quiet, but he hasn't been that jerky in the games, like with the whole and looking down. He hasn't been like that for a while. He has a tendency to, something, but it hasn't been like it was at the beginning. So he's improved in that. He's put his weight down. He's gotten in better form. I think he's making the effort. It's not there anymore. So I don't think it's there anymore for a whole game or to start a game. I said it a long time ago. I said, hey, super sub. Put him in certain situations. You need composure. You need someone who has the experience. There's moments like that. And there's someone who has this it's a different instinct, because he still has the skills. You can see it, but it's just he's slower. Yeah, I mean, there's balls.
They got to use him. They got to use him the same way they used his brother. They would bring in his brother at the tail end of the games when they needed to make something happen, and that's it. That's it. He's at that point in his career. But I thought yesterday's game was kind of a microcosm for the season in general. You have Higuain there starting, and it's not going well. As soon as they take him out, Campana steps up and does something good. You know what I mean? He scores a goal. He ties the game. He equalizes. That's kind of what happened in the season. As soon as they took Higuain out of that starting position is when Campana, I feel like, is when he stepped up, right? Yeah. So my question is, do you feel like Campana is the team MVP so far this season, or is somebody else more deserving of that?
Who gets paid the big bucks in every sport? The ones that score, right? In basketball, if you're a scorer, you put the ball in the basket, you get paid. Soccer is the same thing. You put the ball in the back of the net, you get paid. But there's a lot that goes into that. Campana has definitely been the MVP because of the games that he scored important goals and he's given us But let me tell you something, Robert Taylor, he doesn't get mentioned much. But he's a solid player. They've played him everywhere on the field, and he's been above average in every position. Damn. I think he's best at the wing and what he did when he's aggressive. Because at the beginning of that game, he wasn't as aggressive. He was making the safe play, nice. But all of a sudden, in this goal, I guess he knew, hey, there's time's running out. We got to do something. He got the ball. He did a little juke. He stepped, touched it with his other leg, pushed it. Did up and over, did a couple of moves where he has the skill set to do that, but he needs to have the mind frame to be aggressive, and he was at that moment. He's a solid player. He's played forward. He plays in the middle. He plays on the wing.
So he's the Bam Adebayo of Inter Miami, is what you're trying to say.
Kind of. He needs to be a little
He's
more
got
aggressive.
the skill set. He just needs to be more aggressive.
Man, Bam, I don't know what. Bam.
Bro, what? Wait, hold on. How about the video that came out today of him taking 1 3-pointer, and everyone's like, it's happening.
I didn't see that.
Yeah, it's all over Twitter.
Freaking out.
And the video. Yeah, the video's literally shooting 1 3. That's it. That's the whole video.
Did he make it?
He made it. It wasn't good. It bounced around, but it went in.
Well, he's been practicing with Donovan Mitchell. That's why everybody's been saying, Mitchell's the move that's going to happen, and that's why I would like. I think he's got a lot of upside. But Bam, but Bam is a certified superstar. Everybody knows that But Robert Taylor's a solid player. And he goes under the radar, but he's a very important player. If you ask the coach, he's probably one of his favorite players, I would imagine. I mean, he's a solid player. Look at even McVay, who's been playing on the left side. To me, he would be the starting center back next to Lowe, like for this season, because he's very solid. What I don't like about McVay, the only thing that I will criticize is the fact that he always gives one silly pass per game that puts the team in a crunch, in a crisis. He's even given up a pass that's ended up in a goal because it's been a bad pass. This last game, he gave one right through they teach you as a defender, I mean, even amateur defenders, so these guys are pros. You don't just get the ball and pass it right through the front of the middle of the defense like that. You have to be very, very careful. And he did that. The ball was stolen, but, unfortunately, they didn't score. He's a very, very solid player. What he's doing as a center back, he's 6'4". This is a 6'4" guy used to playing in the middle, and he's doing really, really good out there. So that shows you the amount of skill and talent that guy has. So, he's another guy that I think has done very, very well.
That's what I was going to say.
Oh, I'm sorry. I did.
No.
I stole
No, that's perfect. No, I was just going to say, someone, because you see him on the team sheet in center back, left back, center, and that's not easy.
At all.
And left back has been a huge problem since day one. And he's filled in great. And it's not easy to do to play those two positions, especially at that height.
Whose spot on the field is Pozuelo going to take?
Well, the thing with that is right now, theoretically, Bryce Duke is the 10, let's say. But there was a game, was it the last game? I think it was the Minnesota game, yes. There was a point where I tweeted it out because I was a little bit, shocked. Not shocked, but I was a little surprised. When Higuain went in, he played more as a 10, and they brought Duke back to play as an 8 with Gregory, I believe, was the other guy playing at that time. And Duke was doing the box-to-box up and down. And the goal that
he's young, he can do that.
Yeah, absolutely. But you have to have the skill set for it. Yeah. Because I think sometimes we ask players to do things like Ulloa. Ulloa to me is a strictly defensive midfielder.
Still not that good. I'm not going to get into it.
Right, but let's say to me he's a strictly
feels some type of way about Ulloa.
He's a strictly defensive midfielder. He can play in Gregory's spot, but they play him a lot further up, and he's invisible sometimes in the game because he just doesn't have the skill set. He's a little bit slower. You want him to be a little faster. He's got some skill. He's a good player. That's why he's a professional player. but I don't think he's the type of player that can play different positions. Duke can play any of those positions in the midfield and do it at a high level. So I think he can be brought back and put Pozuelo up and play with Gregory. But there's so many different combinations now, and the thing is, there's depth now. So Pozuelo doesn't have to play every game. Duke, they can keep doing rotations. This month it's 7 games in 26 days. There needs to be rotations.
Damn.
So people need to be able to play multiple positions. Duke can play all over the place. Whoops.
Well,
Duke can play. We lost it there. Duke can play anywhere on the midfield. Pozuelo is more of a guy that has to be up there attacking. He's not the type of guy that you want him so much the box to box, although he, theoretically should do it. But he definitely is not the guy that can stay in the pivot like Gregory. But look at Mota. Mota is another guy who's given a lot to his team, and he sacrificed. Because to me, he's more an offensive threat than people know about. He has a lot of skill, and he's usually lefties in soccer usually have these nice little technique. They tend to be very technical. He has good vision, gives good passes, but he has heart. He comes back and he's been playing in the pivot, and he's played well and he's defended, but that's not his natural in my estimation. But he's able to do it. So he would
depth,
take
dude. No, like you said, depth. That's so huge for a team that was just running on and fumes. So now it's like, who are we gonna start? Oh my God, we have this guy and this guy. Oh, you know what I mean?
Yeah, the beginning of the season we didn't have anything.
Yeah, and maybe it's not a bunch of superstars, but it's everyone is on a above average level and they're all close. So when you switch the pieces, you're not losing a ton, which is huge.
Solid players. Yeah, absolutely. And that's what I see with this. That's what I saw with this team. I thought, look, this is a pretty solid team. They're not doing great.
Well,
I don't think we lost him. Did his battery die again? No, there he is. Okay. We can't hear you. Wait a minute. You're just muted.
You're muted.
Your mic's not connected, Xavier.
Oh, here we go.
There we go.
I got an Amber Alert because I'm on my cell phone. I have a Mac, and I tried to get on through my Mac, and it was blocking me, and I couldn't get on. So I have to use my cell phone. I just had an Amber Alert. So I hope this is not going to be the tendency now. Anytime I'm on, either my phone drops or I get an app or something happens. This can't. I don't understand. But where we were at, we have a deep team. We have a deep team, and I think we can do stuff, man. I think we can do some good stuff.
You said it's 3 points out of the first playoff spot, and then it's only like 5 points away from like 5th or something like that. The East is super, super tight.
Yeah, and the next 17 games, if we stay healthy and we're playing, with more cohesive, we're gelling, we're playing better together, we can make a jump. We can make a jump. I wouldn't be surprised if we go up to top 4. But I'm lucky. Who is more beautiful? Alicia Keys.
Halle Berry
I
or
agree.
Alicia Keys. I'm
I agree.
Alicia.
Same.
You guys said Alicia?
Yeah.
Yeah, me too. Plus, I like her music.
Yeah.
So.
Exactly.
But to me, that question was always Alicia Keys or Beyonce because of both of them being very, very beautiful and both of them being, talented singers. But I was more of Alicia Keys music type of guy. So she had me. She wrote a song for me. I don't remember the name right now, but she was thinking about.
Good stuff. All right. There's one more thing I wanted to do with Inter Miami, and you mentioned they have a bunch of games coming up in a short amount of time, and they're tough games too because they're against the playoff teams. So they've got Orlando this weekend, then Philly, then Charlotte, all playoff teams, and then they have to play Barcelona. So how do you think those following games are going to go?
Rotations, just like we've been saying.
Wins, ties, losses.
Okay, so the next game is in Orlando. Orlando's a tough team, and we tend to not be so great up there. I'll be happy on the away games. I'm happy with a tie. I'm always happy with a tie, and we have to defend the home field. Philadelphia, we tied them up there. So
and they'll be home 3 points for Philly.
Exactly.
We get those 3 points scoring right now, so
we can get those 3 points. And then Charlotte, we lost up there, and we played pretty good. considering the moment, the team wasn't playing great. It was one of the games where we had possession. We started to get possession because through that point of the season, and it happened yesterday, we had we lost possession, but we were very direct.
And my mistake,
we had scoring position.
Charlotte's not a playoff team. They're holding down the 8th seed though. They're a spot ahead of Inter Miami.
Yeah, but it's their first season,
right
and they're very surprising to see where they're at. That first game against Miami, I was looking at them. I was like, they don't look like the expansion team. Miami did.
Yeah.
And Miami in that game actually played pretty decent. We still lost the game. Could have tied. Could have won that game. So I think if we get, I'm very, very optimistic. Am I being a homer? I just think if we get that point in Orlando and we get 6 points at home, we're flipping those tables, man. So anything can happen. I'm thinking that at least a tie and a win would, 4 points. But just off the top of my head, I think we can get 7 points. And that would be a little bit surprising. But if this Pozuelo guy comes in and helps out like he should, and he gives you, it's a different category, right? It's a different status player. It's a top echelon player for this league. He should be a difference maker. He should be a difference maker for us, and we're trending in the right direction. So I'm gonna put it out there. I'm gonna say a tie in Orlando and 2 wins at home.
All right.
We'll see how that goes.
Pozuelo's probably going to find some better Spanish restaurants in South Florida than he did in Toronto. So maybe that'll, break him out of his funk.
Well, I hear Toronto is really – I've never been to Toronto. I hear really nice things about the city. So, no, you've been there?
Bro. No, it's too cold. That's it.
That's all you need to hear.
I lived in Boston for a year, and I think Boston's awesome. I would never live there ever again because of the snow and the cold. Enough.
Not even for the clam chowder?
No. I live in Chicago. Chicago, great. No way. No chance. If it's below freezing all the time, count me out. Everyone's going to be happier in Miami. And
where are you from? When they ask you.
Miami. Oh,
me? When they ask you where you're from, because
I'm born and bred, baby.
Okay, there you go. Because it's funny that I know people that have lived in Miami for like 30, 40 years, right? They came down as a kid from New York. Where are you from? I'm from New York. It's like, what?
Oh, yeah.
You've been here 40 years. How can you be from New York, man?
And you're 41.
So let's go. 7 points. 7 points out of the next 9. That's asking a lot.
Mm-hmm.
But we'll see. I mean, we have the team to do it. And this is the moment. Second half of the season, let's start it out with a bang. I'm happy with 1 point in Orlando. If they lose, okay. If they win, great. It's a rivalry game though. With those games, anything can happen. Anything can happen.
Yeah.
It's even if you're playing bad, even if Miami was playing horrible, going up there, they have a chance to win because these guys go at it. You guys know that. I mean, it's look at Barcelona this year. This season, they weren't playing great. They went and put 4 on Real Madrid, right?
Yeah,
Madrid won the cup, which is all that matters. But these things can happen. I'm saying 7 points. 7. We're going for 7. Oh no! I dropped it again. Oh no!
So much for your Madrid take.
He's too excited for Inter Miami.
He is.
No, I'm gonna try to be like I said, pragmatic and just what I see. But man,
that's media member in you. But the fan in you is like, nah, bro. 7 points, championship.
But I'm thinking now with this move though, when without this guy, I was thinking playoffs. Mm-hmm. I was thinking playoffs, and I was thinking maybe we can surprise somebody because I really believe going under the radar, no expectations, there's no pressure on this team. Everybody said they were gonna suck and be in the bottom dwellers, and they're not. Everybody said the coach has no clue. He's incompetent. He should go, and he's not. He's got an idea. He's developed an identity for a team. He started to have a chemistry, and he's making better decisions. The last few games he's mentioned, the substitutions have won the game. At the beginning of the season, the substitutions were just basically defensive. Attacking from a defensive position. Not now. I mean, he's been putting the guys. this last game, Emerson Rodriguez is showing a skill set that is long lost art in soccer, which is dribbling one-on-one, breaking defenses down. Because now, the way teams play, they want you to get the ball and just, move it around simple.
Mm-hmm.
Don't. No. He's getting the ball and he's going. He's going and he's forcing stuff. And that's what he needs to do. And that's what he can do for the team. And he's rising. So we have a lot of young guys that are doing well. And we're going to get 7 points out of the next 9.
I like it.
You heard it here first.
That's right.
And then if it doesn't happen, I'm going out on a limb, man. You know what? I'm drinking the juice. I'm drinking the juice right now because today the trade was made. So pre-juice. The trade was made.
Delicious pink lemonade.
That's what I like it. I like it. The trade was made today, and a new hope, right? It's like Star Wars.
Oh yeah,
New hope. It's a new hope, man. It's a new season. Everything that happened. Mm-hmm. We're trending. We're going in a positive direction. 17 games, and we're gonna be champs.
I got him there.
Don't quote me on that. I was just joking about that part. I'll say that like later into the season, we'll see how we're going, and maybe there's the possibility. But right now, I said it, and it's recorded.
Xavier, you've earned your first official. Where is it? Why isn't it playing?
It says muted. As long as it's
there
not spicy nuggets. Spicy nuggets. What is it? What was that?
Spicy sports nuggies is a take that makes sense. But
and what was that? And what was the one
hot take? Hot take.
That was a hot take.
A hot take. Oh, but I had it on mute. I didn't hear it.
Oh, you missed it. Don't worry. Everybody else saw it.
Okay, that's fine. That's all that matters. All right, let's keep going. If not, I'll keep talking about.
All right. Speaking of attacking from a defensive position. All right, let's talk a little F1. Achilles.
Whoa!
Yeah. Xavier, do you watch Formula One?
I'm going to start with you guys.
You got to.
That's what's
you
up.
Missed it.
Start off with Netflix.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Start off with Drive to Survive. That's the best way to start off. That's how we all started off, and it'll get you hooked, and you'll be an expert like us.
Right to well. I used to follow a little bit with Montoya. I used to be a top guy
back in the day.
Yeah, he was a big shot, first guy doing that. So I watched it a little bit. I've never been too much into it, but I do respect the sport. Mm-hmm. I don't question the stress that these guys are under while they're driving there. You saw when Jimmy Butler was in the car with one of the drivers, and he wanted to get out. Yeah. This is a bad man right there, and he was like, "Oh, get me out of here." So I respect.
I would love
to
do that, bro.
Oh yeah. How one of those pro guys ride you around like that? That's crazy. Feel like you're in a jet fight or something.
Hell yeah, that's what's up. So, hey man, if you want to stick around, feel free. If not, me and the kiddies are gonna get deep into some British Grand Prix.
I'll listen for a little bit. If the phone falls again or the call drops, just take it as I'm out.
All right. Sounds good, man. Sounds good. So Achilles, some quick takeaway from the race.
It was the best race I've ever seen.
Really?
Not even oh my god. It was unbelievable.
Wow. It was unbelievable.
There's been great. Like again, I've been like a season and a half in.
Yeah.
Getting close to 2 seasons, whatever.
Yeah.
But my god, dude. From the jump, it was great. I was so there. And it was the first time I watched something. It was me and my girlfriend holed up because of COVID. And multiple times, both of us were like, oh my god, what's happening?
Yeah.
Like it's never been more exciting ever. Like from the jump, they didn't even get through like the first 2 turns.
It wasn't even, exactly. It was the first lap.
Like, they didn't even complete. They didn't even get halfway through the lap.
That's what I'm saying. It was in the first lap and already drama.
Dude, like the lights out.
Yeah.
And we already have the first bit of drama. Carlos Sainz being himself, being a punk, terrible off the line, and Max just brown like it's nothing, just places him, boom, in the first place. And then was 2 corners in, epic crash.
Yeah.
Poor Joe goes fly. I've never seen that. That was the most terrifying crash I've ever seen, dude.
Yeah, he was sliding on his head.
Upside down. And then he hit the gravel, and then it launched, spin, and hit that safety fence and almost killed all the spectators.
Yeah.
Oh my
and
God.
but
And then the guy didn't even go to the hospital.
no, he was cool.
He was fine.
Halo has saved so many lives.
Yeah. So you had that, and that took out 3 guys. Yeah.
Do you think these guys drive a little bit more recklessly knowing that they have Halo to save them if they flip or whatever?
I don't think so, because a lot of them complain about it until it saves their ass.
Exactly. Yeah.
So you had that crash that took a bunch out, and then you had Albon got clipped and went into the wall.
Yeah.
He took out so in the first 30 seconds of the race, you had a lead change and 2 epic crashes.
Yeah.
Red flag. Everyone's back. Poor George Russell. Russell's been the most consistent guy all year. Ruined. And then even his thing where he went out of the car to go check on Joe. Came back and his car wouldn't start. And that's why they wouldn't let him go again. That was the big ruling. It's like, wait, what do you mean I can't go? Well, don't get out of your car. If you need help getting off the track, your race is done. And they were waffling, and they almost let him. Like, I remember at one point during the red flag, they were like, "Uh-oh, it looks like they're gonna let him work on his car." I was like, like I'm telling you, just nonstop craziness.
Man, in Formula One, FIA guys, the stewards, they're all so inconsistent, man.
Yeah.
We want to talk shit about like soccer referees or basketball referees, bro. Those F1 stewards are like, fuck the rule book, bro. Verstappen, go ahead and pass everybody. Hamilton, not you. You know, like you can pit, not you. But the rules, who cares what the rules say? We're gonna race.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
And bro, there was
ridiculous.
so much racing. How about Checo? He gets caught up in one of those crashes. Has to pit twice before the red flag. Gets his car fixed. Starts from the back of the pack and gets on the podium, bro. That's outrageous.
Crazy.
Oh, Leclerc drove great, but
I think
mad scientists fucked him over.
I think Checo is having a better season than Verstappen, to be honest with you.
Well, because Verstappen is Ricky Bobby, first or last, and that's it.
Yeah. But also, Checo, he's been screwed because they tell him you got to give Verstappen to go. If it wasn't for that, I feel like Checo would be in first place.
Fantastic. He's been fantastic.
Yeah.
Lewis Hamilton actually drove well for the first time all season. He was out there making moves. And listen, the car just isn't good enough this year so far. It's better. There showed some signs of not being the biggest piece of shit on the track. But the thing, more than anything, he actually drove. Because every other race, he's just like, 8th, 7th. 3 people crashed, so I finished 4. No, man, he was out there. At the end of the race, he took the lead for like a second.
Yes.
That final battle between the 3.
Oh my God. That was amazing. When he got into second, he was fighting for like 4th. Yeah. And then all of a sudden he just sneaks past 2 cars.
Yeah. It was
one
amazing move. That's what I'm saying. That's why I'm saying.
That was incredible.
And all the fights with like Alonso and Ocon before he went out, and both the Haas's doing well. Like from top to bottom, there was action everywhere. And a lot of times what happens is like the first 5 laps are interesting, then things stretch out, and it doesn't get interesting until you start getting the pits.
The whole race.
What I mean? And even then, it looked like Leclerc was going to run away with it. Boom, what do you get? Boom, yellow flag. Everyone back up. Then everyone switches to the soft, so everyone's going fast, except for Leclerc.
Why do they keep him on hards, bro? What is wrong with the mad scientist?
Old one. And the thing is, they showed video. They had plenty of time to pit him. Like, plenty of time. And they didn't. And as soon as I was like, oh, forget it. This is done. And I also I thought Carlos was definitely going to blow it. And again, mad scientist was like, they had Carlos on the softs and Leclerc on those terrible old hards, and they were still gonna be like, yo, Carlos, bro, you're a punk, we can't trust you to do this. But no, he got on the race, said, don't invent, don't take this away from me. Hey, listen, man, he stepped up, so you got to give it to him. But Leclerc was amazing at the end of that race on those terrible tires.
He was
amazing. He's so good. He's
He
such
really
a great
is.
driver. It
He
was
should-
amazing to watch, man.
Yeah, he's just been screwed over by the mad scientist his whole season. Like race after race after race. It's incredible how he still trusts them.
Yeah. And like I said,
I would turn off my radio if I and just fucking race, bro.
Or just like, and they get back on, I'm pitting, be ready, and he just shows up.
Yep. Seriously, man. Like how I don't know, man. That kid, he has a lot of patience.
Yeah, man, he's so good. And then Red Bull had problems with the car again with Max's car.
Yeah.
Not performing, and he still did good.
Yeah,
finishing sixth with a 6 or 7 with a broken ass car that was like running at like 70%. Him and Mick had and Mick had a great battle right at the end.
Yeah, dude. That was great, man. Yeah, that was a great race. I shouldn't have reacted the way I did when you said that's the greatest race you've ever seen, because it really was great.
Listen, I'm not saying it. I've been watching for like, again, 2.5 seasons, season and a half, whatever.
Yeah.
So just for me, like, and again, I've seen good races and there's fun stuff, but never like this, where from start to finish, from 1 to, I don't know, was it 15? Because so many cars crashed.
Yeah.
But just top to bottom, it was just action the whole time.
And I feel like this season, more than, in past seasons that I've watched, at least, which was last year and the 2 Drive to Survive seasons, I feel like there's a lot more parity this season, right?
Yeah,
I think it's only 3 teams, but both drivers on each of those 3 teams, Red Bull, Ferrari, and Mercedes, they're all still in it.
Yeah.
Right. From 1st to 6th is only separated by less than 100 points. That's 4 races.
Yeah.
That's 4 races, dude.
I think it's that new car. It's the new car, man. They said this new car is gonna give us more racing, and that's what we get. Like I said, it's not just off the jump, a little battling, and then you hope for a yellow or red flag so that things get back together. It obviously that helps to make things more interesting.
Yeah,
but
so does DRS.
But even like I said, further in the pack, the cars are more together, so there's just more racing in general. And even though there was a bunch of crashes, you see it, like these guys still bump, and you can get your elbows out, and your car isn't gonna fall apart. It's so much fun to watch.
Hell yeah, dude. Oh man, but I do like that the 3 teams are battling each other, and the 6 drivers are battling each other for top 3 positions, man.
Yeah.
It's just it makes it so much more fun than to just see Hamilton versus Verstappen. You know what I mean? Yeah, exactly. Even though that was a lot of fun to watch at the end of last season.
Exactly. But this is more fun,
Exactly. What if it comes down to the last race and any one of those 6 motherfuckers can win the title?
Yeah.
How fucking insane would that race be? You know what I mean? That's what I'm
and one final thing, obviously, a retroactive phony to my old team, AlphaTauri. They've been the worst this year. I don't know what happened to Pierre Gasly. My guy back last year was good. He was going to finish 5 to 7 every race. And if he had a good day, maybe a little higher. And Yuki was showing some signs. This year, Pierre has been garbage. Just garbage.
Yeah.
And Yuki's been himself, just driving like an asshole, crashing everywhere, just being a fucking dickhead. And it happened again. They had a double DNF. Because they crashed each other twice.
I like when they both spun out. It was like synchronized spin out. That was fucking amazing.
Was the first time they crashed each other, and then they crashed another time.
They didn't even crash though. They just both spun out together at the exact same moment because they didn't touch.
They were pushing each other.
Yeah, they were. I guess they were trying to avoid each other, and they both spun out.
And Yuki was being a dick, and he tried to cut in front of Pierre, and they're And then, like I said, Pierre had to retire at some point because his car got fucked up from fighting with his own teammate. They've just been terrible. This is the final straw. I've been leaning towards becoming a Haas guy. Obviously, Gunter's the best. Magnussen made a huge difference. Mick Schumacher, I love watching that guy drive. He drives like a fucking psychopath.
Yeah.
He's so much fun. They're just more fun than stupid AlphaTauri. I'm using my one-time FIFA switch to go from AlphaTauri officially to Haas. It's on the record.
All right. Clap it up. Oh, God. Yeah, man. So I'm excited. We got Austrian GP, which is really Red Bull Light GP, right? So we'll see. what's it called? You gotta. I guess it's kind of like a home race for Verstappen or for Checo. Who do you think Red Bull fans like? If you're a Red Bull fan, do you think they're like some guys are switching from Verstappen to Checo?
Probably not.
No,
I don't think so.
It's probably everyone else. Like all the anti-Red Bull people are. Because just Verstappen is just, man, he's the worst.
Everyone hates him. He's my girlfriend. It's like, God, that guy sucks.
Yeah.
And know what he is? He's Larry Bird. That's his attitude. Where he's just about racing. He doesn't want to do any media. He's kind of a dick to everyone. That he has that same attitude. And he's also great.
Barry Bonds?
Yeah. All those guys. Oh, my God.
Oh, that's great.
But, man, he's such a good racer, too.
He is. He's really good.
That Red Bull, and the Red Bull car just isn't reliable enough for his kind of racing. Because that man races the fucking wheels off those cars. He's going 100. There's no fuel conservation. There's no battery charge. There's no saving the tires. That man is going all in at all times, dude.
He plays chicken during races. That's what he does. He plays chicken.
He's like,
in every turn.
Yeah, you're coming up to that. He's like, I got the inside. You sure you want to go, bro? You sure you're not gonna let me through?
Exactly. Oh my God, man.
But like I said, the Red Bull car just hasn't been reliable. Yeah. So with him, he's either gonna finish first, or he's gonna drive the car so hard that it breaks.
Yeah. Oh man, I think that's a good spot to leave it, dude. There's a couple of more things I kind of wanted to talk about, but they're not really that interesting. PGA versus Live, USC and UCLA leaving the Pac-12, whatever. You're the college football purist, my friend.
I don't like all this movement. I don't know what it accomplishes other than making money for like the president of the school. Because like there's NIL, but that's not coming from the schools. So USC and UCLA are going to get all this TV money, but that's not doing anything for anyone else other than the people who run the programs. You know what I mean? So who's that good for? Great. You're going to have UCLA playing a 12 o'clock kickoff on the East Coast and they're going to be dead, or you're going to have it the other way around. Yeah.
That's going to suck for them. They're going to have to play neutral game in Tech. They're going to be playing in Texas the whole time.
And then you're going to have primetime games, but at noon on the West, like, I don't know. And it's the same thing with people joining the SEC. It's like, no, bro, like it's turning into, there's going to be like 3 conferences and it's not going to be as fun.
They both have 8 teams on each side of the conference. They're going to be huge conferences. It's weird.
I'm not into it, but what are you going to do? Money's money.
Money is money, my friend.
What's the name of the Netflix series that you were telling me about for the car racing?
Drive to Survive.
Okay, Drive to Survive. No, because you guys listening, you guys made it sound super exciting. I was feeling. I was very quiet, but I was imagining. I was like, man, these guys are really having a good time. So,
bro, screw Stranger Things. Watch Drive to Survive.
I've never seen Stranger Things.
Don't bother. Drive to Survive, bro.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, that's what I'm worried about, because like all I do is watch sports and stuff, and now I'm gonna add something else to it.
But it's always it's Sunday. It's usually early in the day, and it's never more than 2 hours. It's amazing.
Yes,
amazing, because it's early and it's quick. It's the best.
Yeah, I watched it while I prepared the ribs for the barbecue. By the time I was done preparing the ribs and it was time to take them to outside to the barbecue grill, the race was over, and I was a happy lad.
Could Fungus be the phony of the week for not inviting to the barbecue?
I mean,
he's in Orlando.
I'm in Orlando.
UPS. Yeah.
I love Gus, but I'm not coming to Orlando for that.
Exactly.
Oh, he'll be at the game then.
Yeah, I good thing you mentioned it, because I forgot that I wanted to apply to that game. So we'll see.
All right.
Yeah. All right, Lemonheads. I want to thank everybody for joining. Thank you, Xavier, for your Inter Miami insights and your Miami Heat insight too, bro. You got that knowledge down packed, man. Achilles, thank you so much. We will see everybody next week for episode 21, where we'll talk Austrian GP and maybe some Miami Heat moves. We'll see. And hopefully
and Marlins. We did it real quick. Yes. Shout out to El Caballo, Sandy out there, bro. Another victory,
dude. 8 innings.
He's a beast.
He went 8 innings against Mike Trout and Shohei Ohtani, and he
Bro.
0 earned runs. 0 earned runs, bro. They put up their 1 run after he was out of the game.
What is it about the Marlins that they keep getting like stud pitchers, like, generational pitchers? They haven't kept them, but
But whenever they get one of those, they win a World Series.
Knock on wood, baby. Knock on wood. It's looking good. All we had to do was get rid of Jeter.
That's right.
There you go. Jeter, Higuain, same thing. Negative energies, bro.
Yeah.
Oh man. All right, guys. Everybody, thanks for tuning in. Remember to tune in next week. Remember to tune in on Monday for the Plug Talk, guys. We'll see you next week.
Peace.